Hello, I am ibxtoycat, and welcome back to another live stream on the internet. Today, I'm going to be draining an ocean in Minecraft. That's right, I started this a little bit, just a couple of days ago, and this is my big Minecraft project of the day, so we're continuing it today. I am not going to be satisfied until this ocean is drained down to the seabed, like we can see right here. Something really interesting about this is you can see how the seabed is actually this it's almost like an anti-mountain that we're discovering every single time we place these down. It's fascinating to me at least, and if it's fascinating to you, then in today's video, we're going to be going through and discovering a little bit more ourselves. So I've got a lot of shulker boxes in my pile now. I've got gravel shulker boxes. I'm going to be using some dirt today because I want to try some different techniques, keeping things fresh and ready. And yeah, in general, it's going to be a lot of fun. But hello, Toycat, why are the sea levels rising? It's because people like me keep draining their oceans. We're causing a whole bunch of problems, I know. I'm sorry. It's just an essential thing. And so yeah, what I'm going to be doing is a fun technique that I've seen every now and then, and it could be more efficient, but it also could be a lot more work because it's a lot more blocks that have to be placed, is to do three wide gaps and then only use one sponge. It's more sponge efficient, and it can be more time efficient, but you know, it's the sort of thing that you should try out when you need some new ideas, because as people like to say on the internet, you've ran out of ideas, and so you know, if that's true, then let's use old ideas. You know, I actually think this is really true about most things. Like, if you look at video game releases, and you see that, like, oh yeah, most of those are re-releases, you know? The video game industry has ran out of ideas. If you look at the movie industry, it's the same thing. It's remasters and, oh god, that was weird. And I think in general, the world has very few genuinely great new ideas. Most of the great new ideas are just rebadging an existing idea, you know? Like, isn't every single song ultimately about some form of love or hate? And it's like, oh, love and hate, new concepts? Not really, we've had them forever, you know? But maybe it's unique if you do them this certain way. Also, look at that. Big salmon already. Guess who's excited? I'm excited. So, thank you very much, Cats and Games. By the way, I have an exciting development today. Just because, again, I like having fun. Do you like having fun? If so, wow, that's a brand new idea no one's ever come up with. You're such a unique, quirky person. But, if you like having fun, then today, because I want to encourage new members, we have, at time of speaking, about 300 members. And, obviously, I have the financial interest in saying so that, like, yeah, I'd love to have, 350 members, or 320. I forget the exact number, but 350, sure, good goal as any, right? It's a nice round number. And how do you encourage people to become members? Well, you could do that sad YouTube thing where you're like, please become a member. I want money because money buys goods and services, and I happen to like both those things. But no, let's go a different way about this. Hey! Thank you so much, Aiden Okua, for becoming a channel member. Okay, so the concept's a little bit raw still. But get this, Aiden. You became a member, and so I will spin my magic wheel once. Because them's the rules. And we spin the wheel once, and what do we get? Oh, we got nothing. I'm sorry. You know, I haven't filled out half the wheel yet, so the way it works right now is you've got about a 1/3 chance of getting absolutely nothing. Is that a brutal metaphor for life, or does that make it so much worse than anything else? I don't know for sure. You like that camera work, by the way? The fact that I've got a little camera I can tell. You know what? I shouldn't be complimenting myself. Instead, I should use this as an opportunity to be like, hey, thank you Hugs and Ranch for Big Salmon. I mean, you know, is it an ibxtoycat live stream if we don't make at least 5 Big Salmon references? I would wager that it's not. If you don't have big fish, what do you have in your life? We have high-tech stuff right here. Very high-tech stuff. Why do you look like you're sweating? I think, okay, honestly, it's like, there's a really, I've seen this, like, thing about, like, Hollywood stars a bunch. That, like, there's a way that you can do lighting that makes people very unflattering. And as someone who is not really a big fuss about my appearance, like, I know I probably should be. I know there's some number of, like, there's something called the halo effect. You genuinely assume that attractive people are more likely to be good, and that unattractive people are more likely to be, you know, evil, bad, etc. That's why people wear, like, suits to court. Also, hey, Toycat, I've just had my first jab and want some life advice. How to sleep. Okay, you know what? Sleeping is the easiest and the hardest thing in life at the same time, and that's fascinating, right? To be honest, this phrase Big Salmon sounds like a Facebook conspiracy. That's what Big Salmon wants you to think, Mr. X Blondie. Or person X Blonde. You know what? Thank you very much for the tip is what I'm saying right here. Really appreciate it. Also, Cats and Games, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Will your spin off the wheel result in nothing too? Only one way to find out. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh man, this is the worst sales pitch I've ever done for anything. The first, I would give a respin, but that would defeat the point, right? If we give a respin, then your mic is off. Oh no, is it really? Oh wait, you mean off? I thought you meant off as in it's not like it's like different, you know? Like, oh yeah, you're feeling really off today, but you're making the mic muted joke, and it's like, ah, damn. See, you know, when someone's most insecure, like if you say like, ha ha ha, you're fat and ugly, you know, for most people that's like, well, I'm not. But people who are like, oh god, they're finally seeing through to the truth. They understand the, you know, that's why if you, I think the go-to I've heard is if you insult a girl's eyebrows, no one actually has thoughts about women's eyebrows. If you've ever had thoughts about women's eyebrows, you're a lie. But, you know, everyone's like paranoid that everyone's thinking about them. And so it's like, oh no, they're just saying what everyone else is thinking. Because there are so many things in society that everyone thinks, but everyone goes, ah, well, you're not meant to say that, are you? That's not an entire thing. Yeah, what about waking up? Is that easy or hard? I'd actually argue that's the harder bit. Today I shall collaborate. Ah, damn it. What? Wait. I can find out what you said. I can find it out. I'll celebrate 6 months of giving Toycat money by giving you even more money. Congratulations, 6ton618. I remember the first stream still. You know, you've got a catchy name. Good job. You've stuck in my brain. Okay, I've had a thought about women's eyebrows. Please send help. You know, it's okay. Everyone's allowed to admit that they're strange sometimes. You know, I for one, just this morning, was thinking that, you know, aren't foxes and raccoons really just the same animal but on different continents? It's a weird thought, but you know, I'm willing to admit that I've had it. Oh, okay. So if I want to get down here, I'll just break a ton of gravel. I want to like, oh god, oh what have I done? What have I done to myself? Okay, we'll just put that back there, put that back there, and then we'll fly. Yeah, actually, let's fly and try and break these in midair. That might be fun. Hey, it works. Okay, then we can probably get this one if I believe in myself. Okay, I can't. Honestly, getting wet sponges down is the hardest part of doing it the way I do. I think that's why I wanted to try this new method, just because when it gets pretty deaf. Foxes and raccoons, did I do it deaf? You know, I've always questioned, you know, Cat, if you're deaf, how do you watch the stream? I mean, how do you listen to the stream? And thank you, Spencer Trimp. Guess what? You became a member. We're gonna spin the wheel. Wouldn't it be hilarious if all stream long it just shows up on blanks? Oh. Drink water. Look at that. And just like that, this is for you, Spencer Trimp. This is your water. I am drinking. I'm so hydrated. I wouldn't have done it otherwise. Thank God. Spencer Trimp is here. Worth it, Sir Spencer. It's appealing. You know, you made that happen. I would not have drunk water were it not for you. You have made a material impact on the stream, and on my health. What is this wheel? I like it, says Liam Vandermeer. The wheel is a fun way to make memberships. Just, you know, everyone knows that gambling mechanics are how you get life done, right? People love a little gamble. And what if we made it, you know, we could do actual gambling with like prizes and like blah 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 blah. Feel like that's illegal though. You know what's way more fun than illegal gambling? Fun gambling, where it's all wholesome and where you might get something fun done. And so that's what's happening today. But yeah, Cat, oh, hey, HC838, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Is my joke theory correct that people really do? You know, getting a little spin of the wheel, a little gamble, a little anything could happen as a result of you becoming a member. Does that work? Is that a good situation? You just uploaded. I did. Fun fact: my hearing aids have Toy Story stickers on them. That must make them work better, right? What are the benefits of becoming a member? Are there exclusive Toycat feet pics? Oh god, what just happened there? Now you gotta go on celebrityfeet.com or whatever it's called if you want to find those. Speaking of things that you can only find on dubious websites on the internet, this spin of the wheel. Let's go! HC838, what are you getting today? Make a song out of your name. Oh, there we go. Actually, chat, can you read what the wheel is on right now? I want to confirm that we can all say I'm not waking that up. Also, this is delightful distraction from the storm outside. Haha, I'm scared. Oh, it's really sunny and nice where I am, and that's never true in London. If tomato is considered a fruit, then does that make ketchup a name? Is a hot dog a sub or a sandwich? I think you're asking too many real questions right here. You want to watch out before the hot dog Illuminati. Also, what is this? I got very lazy here, it seems. I mean, that describes most of my builds ever, but you know what? It's still. If tomatoes considered a fruit, does that make ketchup a name? Wait, I don't understand it with a TV. Okay, so HC838, I'm gonna make a song now. Just for you. HC838, okay, wait, I'm gonna... All I'm tempted to do, because all I know is how to do is, like, take other songs, but then change the words. But a sub is a sandwich. You know, there's too many layers of why this is a strange question for me to get down to today. So I think we do one of these like here, maybe, or like here, and then every 3 blocks down after that. So then we do another one over here, etc., 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 until we drain out the entire thing. It's gonna be good. HC83838 do. I don't know why it's playing. You know, okay, what's a famous song? Can chat name a song. Okay, people are going Rickroll. I'm gonna get copyright struck. Damn. Okay, so what's a famous royalty-free song? I would make 500 Let's Plays because I would get tipped by HC38838, and I would get tipped by him once more. He made me spin the wheel. It landed on the green bit, and I hadn't really expected that was on there, and I forgot writing it. But I'm still gonna sing a song, because I believe that obligation is a real thing. Sometimes it's hard, HC38838. You know, couldn't have landed on a worse name for that, you know? No offense to your name, but it's hard. Thank you, HC838. You got a spill of the win, a wheel of the spin. Wait, a spin of the wheel. And I hope that you got some value from that. Okay, so check this out, right, chat? I've got myself some spoongies. I've got myself some dirt. And now what should happen very quickly is you run along here. And you don't have to use as many spoongies because of the nature of this. It's very, very, very effective in terms of saving spoongies. Should we also use one over here? Yeah, you know, why not? There we go, easy. And then what we do is we just go underneath and we start placing spoongies down here. So place a spoongie down and we're good. Look at that, it's wonderful. Place a spoongie down and then so on and so forth. Autocorrect lol, is ketchup a jam? Tomatoes are fruit. You know, ketchup is a name. No, you know, I'm gonna call my child Ketchup now, just because of what you've done. Your typo is responsible for so many years of bullying, and you're just gonna have to get over that. I'm afraid that's gonna be your problem to deal with. So now we place underneath this, and then we're gonna have to place more dirt, otherwise it's not gonna work. New technique is fancy. Exactly, very sophisticated, right? I like it too, Leanne. How do you feel about internet people calling you by your first name? Says Egg. And he says, hello, Andrew. By the way, egg on the internet used to just mean the Twitter thing, right? But now it's people who don't know their own gender, if I'm not mistaken, right? Wheeler11982. Thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Do you know what that means? That means you get a spin of the wheel. You know, if you want, you can even tell me how hard to spin the wheel. And just this one time. I'm gonna forget to do it any other times. But if you want to, you totally can. Also, ketchup is a jam, right? I mean, like, jam is a very arbitrary word, which is, oh man, yeah, this is causing some problems. What is even happening here? I genuinely cannot tell you. Okay, there we go, we solved it. Then one over here, and then, you know, it was very fancy until I broke it. That's what happened here. So solve that, and then, honestly, what happens if we just place it on the walls the whole way? Is it that much less efficient if we do this? I'd imagine so. But there's less removal later, which might be better. Love some jam on chips. I mean, people put jam on toast, which is just as, like, it's, you know, it's sweet, delicious thing on top of carbs, which doesn't make any sense when you really think about it. But, like, when you really think about it, does anything in life make sense? Speaking of things in life not making sense, Wheeler, your name is perfect for this. Give it a fairly hard spin. Is that fairly hard? Oh, what are you gonna get, Wheeler? What are you gonna get? Oh. 2 jumping jacks. Okay, so get this right, chat. I'm gonna do this while I'm not underwater, by the way. Okay, you know what? So, jumping jacks, if I'm not mistaken, is the... again, tell me if I've got my Americanizations on point. Is the Americanization for a, you know, star jump. You know, jumping in a star, if you will. And so what I'm going to be doing right now... Okay, we're going to pick up... Oh, God. It's hard to get out there. Just let me break this gravel, then break this, and then break that. Star jump. Okay, everyone gets it. We're good. So now you get some exercise on your behest, man. Okay, so I'm gonna have to. Okay, look at this. Okay, wait, I'm gonna look at this, chat. I think if I jump, you don't see it fully, but yeah, look at this. Yeah, we're living in the future. We can live in a world where you can watch. Why is it only 2? 2's not even that hard, right? Yeah, you know, here's a 3rd one for you anyway. You enjoy that? You hear that? You see that goodness right there? And now I'm really low down by comparison. Okay, so speaking of things that are low down, thank you for becoming a member, by the way. Your t-shirt makes me hungry. Oh yeah, I realized because I'm gonna be like on camera more, people are actually gonna see my t-shirts. I mean, I am potato, eat or die, it's a very valid thing. Aren't your arms supposed to go all the way up and down? You know, have I failed you? Arms all the way up, Toycat. Like, oh, I literally can't. I hit the ceiling if I do that. Ugh. I don't know what I did, but there you go. You're welcome, internet. Let me just lower this a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Okay, maybe not. Maybe, oh, we're going up without my... Desk has a mind of its own sometimes. How low is your ceiling? I'm currently in a loft convert. This used to be just some dude's loft, but because in London, some dude's loft is worth like 100 grand of living space, and it's, you know, only a 1/5 of that price to convert it into a bedroom. I live in a loft, right? I literally live. You know, if I just put my bed in here, we'd complete the cycle, right? We'd go full circle, and we'd be wonderful. But yeah, it's now this dude's loft. Am I right, fellas? It's now this guy's loft, because that's the way the world works. Toycat is 5'2". You know, I learned recently that 5'9" is the height that really short people will say, and just assume you never call them out on because, you know, all relatively not tall people look the same in their minds, you know, for whatever reason. And so I literally saw someone say, yeah, no guy is 5'9", and I took that quite personally. I was like, but what if I literally am? And then I realized, you know, maybe I've just been lying about my height this entire time to myself. No, it's weird actually. Like I used to. There's so many things. Okay, this is a bit too deep a subject for this early on, but there's so many things that people think people care about, but the only people who care about it is like people themselves, you know. Or let me put it this way, like, you know what? You might think that everyone's thinking about your outfit choice, but really everyone's just like, oh yeah, you look good. They're not. That specific part of it, not going into their mind in the slightest. Or like, ooh, what if this is too much? What if my eyebrows aren't okay? Also, do some geography, nerd. Is $5 enough for a British kebab? Says DC. I don't know where you think you could get a $5 kebab anywhere in the world. I mean, anywhere in the world is a bit of a trick question because there's places where it's very cheap. Also, Among Us, Sussy Among Us. Okay, thank you, bruh. Appreciate the tip. The weird ones are always the low ones, right? They're always the... There's an interesting dichotomy to that, I'm sure. So now we want to get rid of all the dirt, so we'll do that by just rolling through here. And look at this. Easy as pie. Yeah, honestly, see, getting rid of dirt is a genuine amount of time. I'm not sure if it's, like, the biggest complaint in the world. I think there's definitely economies of scale on this. If we do 100 blocks at a time this way, we'll save a lot more time. Yeah, that's what we should start doing, I guess. We're going to start doing this en masse. Oh, wait, I'm going to have to get it. Oh, okay, you know what? I've made some mistakes, internet. I've made many mistakes. I'd like to apologize for my sins right now. Okay, so we'll come back and get the rest of that later. for now. It's sleeping time. I heard a skeleton somewhere. And I see wolves, which is a concern. How did wolves spawn at what used to be an ocean? No, not gonna question it. Not gonna question it. So, how do you spell donut? I think it makes sense as a nut of dough, right? So, dough, and then, but you know, some people, they don't like that. And it's okay. Some people, defended an Austrian, you know, I'm not gonna do the funny defense again today. Okay, so, we're gonna do the exact same thing, but here now, and then we'll slowly just link it up in the middle until things get wonderful. A nut of dough, right? Like a nut, you know, like a KNUT, right? A knut, like a, you know, like the nuts and bolts. It's one of those. Actually, is it spelled KNUT or is it actually just nut? You've got the rest of the dirt. Did I forget the rest of the dirt, or am I conveniently forgetting? You know, there's a. I guess conveniently forgetting is a type of forgetting. Let's not think about that too much. Also, I didn't know this existed. This is nice. Oh, there's a drowned in here. That's delightful. Should we light this cave up, or... Yeah, we might as well. See what's going on down here. See, get this. This is a cave from many, many years ago that has a ton of coal in, which I actually do need, very conveniently. Hey, you know, let's mine it. You know, I'm here anyway. I do need the coal. Let's go. Also, Toast, thank you very much for the tip. I appreciate your money. I love when people are nice. And you know what I love more than people being nice? I today took a really, really nice walk. And I've been saying this, like, for a while on the internet. But I haven't said it here on, also lighting up caves that have unknowingly existed for 9 years. You know, the cave knew it existed. Actually, not. Caves don't have sentience. They don't know anything about themselves. But yeah, it's, I've been saying this for a while, but just like, you know, things have been bad in some places. And one of the things that like consistently helps is just like, you know, just have a little walk every day. Oh, honestly, having a little anything every day. I said earlier, like, someone asked for advice on how to sleep. And, you know, I made the joke that like, it's the easiest thing to do in the world, but also the hardest. When you get into a good sleep habit, it's so genuinely easy. It's like, you go to the room where you sleep at night. I'm gonna try and lower the desk again. You go to the room where you sleep at night, and then what you do is, oh god, I get slightly higher every time I mess up. You go to the room where you sleep at night, and then you put your heads down, you shut your eyes. I'm like, it's like I'm getting shorter and shorter, you know? Maybe I should stand up for this. Honestly, given that I've got a control, I could just stand up. Yeah, like, that's how you do it when you're in a good sleep routine. It's that easy. But the challenge is like, well, I'm not in a good sleep routine. It's hard for me to sleep. So the advice of just go do the sleep isn't very easy. Also, where is Q&A Saturday? It just went live a few minutes ago. Yeah, I'm getting because when I tried to push it down, it's like encountering some resistance somewhere, so it's forcing it back up. Wait, let's try now. Okay. No. Oh, no. Okay, you know, I have to have a... Should I just stand... And if I stand up, I'm too tall. I'm in this, like, delightful, terrible area in between. Also, Jason Wright, I am familiar with Kowloon. It is the main part of Hong Kong. Out of interest, what time is it where you are, says Wizard34. It is 21:47 where I am. Standing desk. You know, let's just go into standing mode. You know what? Screw it. Let's do my first standing live stream. You excited for this, internet? Never done one of these before. It's like a normal live stream. Oh, but you can see the ceiling. See, I told you my ceiling was low. It genuinely... You know what? That's a mistake. I don't know if we can do much about it, though. See, look how tall I am now. I've got to like, work on posture or something. It's gonna be a whole thing. It's 21:48 where I am. Wow, you live in the future, Katie. That's the only, logical message to take from that. But yeah, it's really, really easy when it's working, and when it's not, it's really, really hard. I describe that as being an adult as a whole, honestly. Like, you know when you're young, you dream of being an adult, and then when you're an adult, you're like, please, let me go back. I miss getting home from school at 4 p.m. Yeah, like 4 p.m. And then it being like, yeah, until you go to bed, whatever you want to do, man. You want to play video games? Yeah, sure. You wanna, like, go out, hang out with friends? Yeah, of course, you know? Like, you might have something to do every now and then, But like, if you have hands-off parents, it's wonderful. It's been a while. I must pay my ToyCat tax. I don't want the tax cat to lock me up. You know, that is what happens if you don't pay the ToyCat tax. Fridays, half day. Oh, my school had Tuesdays as the half day. It was incredible. It's like, wait, you're at home at 2, and you just have, like, the extra 2 hours made all the difference. But as an adult, it's like, well, you have 2 spare hours. You better be doing something important with those hours, you know? Like, this opportunity is not just gonna throw itself at you again. You gotta really make it count. And it's like, you fear all the things you're meant to be doing, so you do none of it. And it's, your school finishes at 4, mine finishes at 3. My school finished at 3 or 3:15, but I lived about an hour away from school. Walking distance. One of the crazy things about adult life is I realized that other people didn't walk as much as I did and like don't enjoy it as much as I do. And so like, you know, I'll plan like a date and it'll be like, yeah, we're just gonna, I'll show you around, I don't know, central London, and it's like hour and a half walk. And then people are like, oh please, just stop the walking. And it's like, we've only been doing it for like, you know, look, if we were several hours in, I'd be like, well, you know, you can take a little break, but like, for real, you know? And then you realize, oh, yeah, people have different walking amount. My school ran 7:15 to 2:15 p.m. You walk to school for 1 hour, says Brian Smith. Yeah, when I was in college, I had to walk a lot longer. Like, my college was, or my sixth form, because the UK is confusing. But when I was in college, it was hour and a half, maybe. It was so much of a day. It was like an ordeal walking to or from that. Like, you know, like, I would have to, and you know, because when you're in college, you have days that are like, I would have a day that was 3 hours long, and I'd spend 3 hours walking just to get to and from it. You know, that's the reason I don't think I could ever do, like, a heavy commute. Because, like, I did the commute when I was a child, or a teenager. I mean, are teenagers children is a fun question the internet likes to have varying opinions on. Bruh, he thinks global warming is real. If you realize that it's not, you're no longer stupid, says Ice Climber the Pug. I mean, this is why conspiracy theories are actually, like, people think that it's, like, crazy people trying to, but it's really like, man, yeah, imagine how much better life would be if global warming was a hoax, right? Imagine how easy it'd be like, oh, we don't have to, you know all those lifestyle changes we're gonna have to be making over the next decade or so? Is the line above the head your boss bar? You know, that's canon now. That's canon. What if I, like, point this downwards? Nope. Doesn't work. Actually, if I just go down a tiny bit. There we go. I can stand and not have a boss bar. Or I think it's still slightly there, but, you know, I tried my best. I'm sorry that I'm not draining an entire ocean monument, Melissa. Yeah, no, it's interesting. I like, whenever I see draining an ocean, I think monument instinctively too. I should say, like, draining an entire sea or something like that, maybe. It's definitely one of these weird things. As a not adult, I refer to under those as 12, those under 12 as children. Yeah, it's interesting because everyone has this, like, basic opinion of, like, anyone younger than me is basically you know, like, they don't understand what it's really all about. And everyone older than me also doesn't understand what it's really about because they just, you know, they don't get it, you know. And at some point you realize, like, oh, you can think about that infinitely. You can call people older than you know, like dinosaurs or whatever you want, until the end of time, and you'll have a little bit of validity to what you're saying. Okay, let's place down I need to get some gravel back, and the easiest way to get gravel back is to start placing down some dirt. So we'll do our first layer, and then 3 blocks down we do our second layer, and we just follow these all the way to the end. 32 peak age, till I get older at least. But that's true when I say it, says Myra. Yeah, right, like, everyone genuinely has this feel about themselves. Even right now, I'm like, yep. I mean, you know, like, when you're 18, you're an adult, but, like, not really. People look at you and they're like, you haven't done this long enough. And then when you're 21, you're American adult, as I like to call it. You know, like, ooh, you can rent a car, or adopt children. Or if you're American, you can do drinking, apparently. You know, that's like a different type of adult. But then people start to see you as like a well-rounded potential adult. You know, you could be there, you could not be there. By the time you're in your mid-20s, it's like, you at least know what you want. You don't, or at least you think, you're like pretty sure It's not like you're not going moment to moment based on your feelings. You probably have a good idea of your actual position and feelings in a longer term sense of the word. Okay, so this is 1 block. This is 2 blocks. This would be 3 blocks. So we'll get rid of all of these. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was so dumb at 18. Hindsight's wonderful and a terrible thing. I wonder at what point that actually stops, or if it only stops because you start to realize, like, you know what? I'm just always an idiot. Because I think that's, to me, that's, like, the way I really take it, is, like, I'm always going to look back on myself and be like, yeah, could've, should've, would've done that better, had I been given the chance. But I also feel like, also, yeah, we go. Yeah, this is good. I like this technique for how it makes you feel. You know, feelings are reelings, as we always say on the internet. Also, it's good to see you, Dasher. How are you doing today? Okay, we got another spoongie. Place it down, nice and good. Go over here. Actually, the under here is nice and easy too. We can just continuously place. Yeah, there's a reason you have to do this in a row. If you accidentally do one underneath another one, it just kind of drains out onto it. It's a whole terrible thing. Having a third kid, so I can't say I'm smart. I mean, like, if you get 2 hobbies in and you're like, you know what? I don't have enough pain in my life. What if the only thing between me and a happy life is more suffering? I'm just kidding. Congratulations. Or pre-congratulations. You can't congratulate till the child's out there, you know? That's like everyone being like, oh, Toycat, congrats on dreading the ocean. It's like, well, I am in, you know, barring weird circumstances, I do intend to drain it all the way. But like, let's not pre-congratulate me, you know? Like, I haven't done the thing yet. This is just a attempt right now. Also, most crazy but awesome stream. Opinions on walking 1,000,000 blocks in your long-term world for no reason. Other over 800 megabytes and easy to corrupt, making more. You know, it's a really good idea, Zenith System 3. Make your world over 800 megabytes just to cause all the long-term issues in the world and really achieve just about nothing otherwise. Oh god, I don't have any more lava buckets. Should we go get some more lava buckets? I think we should. Is there some in here maybe? Oh, I am all the way maxed out on wet sponges. Oh, they turn into water bucket? Oh no, they don't. I thought they did, but I'm dumb. Let's go take the lava buckets and let's fill them up. Or even let's just take some other buckets as well. We're gonna need a lot of buckets during this process. Let's go do it. So I'm gonna fly in this general direction here while I go shut my window, which I noticed from the camera is open. Because you know, no one wants open windows when you're playing Minecraft. Make a nether portal and dry them there. It's interesting, that's the most common thing that people are telling me to give a well. Okay, so do I have enough spaces? I do. And then we'll also just pick up some more right over here. Yeah, there's a lot of iron works that need to be done right here. So we'll pick up another, I don't know, like 5 buckets. Is there enough for 5? No, we have to go for like 3. No, we can do 4. We'll just do 3 to keep things simple. 1, 2, 3. Honestly, I should just set up a miniature lava farm on where this is going to be anyway. Also, Pygirl, it's so good to see you. And also, Dasher, thank you so much for the tips. It is so delightful to, like, I know this is like a personal fear, but it's also a very real reality. It's a reality, right? That when you disappear, when you stop existing on the internet for any amount of time, people forget about you. They move on to the next thing and they're like, ah, well, this is over. And it's cool to see people again. Okay, I'm gonna shut my window. Oh, that wasn't a good noise. That sounded incorrect. And let's shut this window. Like I said, living in a some guy's attic. I'm some guy. But yeah, I like Pygirl or Dash would ever forget about Toycat. I mean, every single day someone forgets about you, and it's a weird thing to say, but it doesn't make it not a true thing to say. Okay, so I'm just gonna slowly pour more wet sponges into there. In the meantime, the good news is I have an infinite number of sponges, basically. And now, because of this drainage, I have more gravel to take and expand the drained out area. I guess we should just use the shovel for the first few layers until we get a little lower down. And then we can switch it out. Okay, nice and easy. So, you're the reason I keep my survival world, says Caden Watts. Honestly, one of the things that confuses me is how many people, like, are, playing Minecraft is very, like, the thing that lures most people into Minecraft is survival, but then most people get, like, lured away from it at some point. I'd love to know what it is that causes that, you know? I feel like you can talk infinitely about how to make Minecraft survival interesting, but, like, what is it that makes Minecraft survival not interesting in the first place? What is it that makes people go, you know what, I'll do something else? Because everyone does have a moment like that, it seems. Maybe that's something I should be thinking about for the future. My new baby snake ate for the first time today, says Jamie. I'm horrified at the concept of new baby snake, but congratulations that he's eating. That's probably good. Or it's eating. It's a snake. I'm not gonna personify it with genders and, you know, whatever else. That is a little monster. That is a sci-fi creature that you just have chilling over there, and that's fine. Everyone's allowed to have a sci-fi creature. I mean, there's a joke about comparing guns to snakes here. I'm not gonna make it, but there would be some high quality points being made if I did. Okay, place a sponge there. Place one over here. Then one underneath there. Oh, that didn't do anything. One there. One here. One there. Okay, there we go. That's probably the best we're gonna do for now. And then we can start draining from exactly here. And we'll work our way leftwards, I guess. Oh, I guess we can't drain from there. Huh, interesting. So yeah, chat, what do you reckon? Is this more efficient per second? Or is it just breaking things up in terms of time? Like, it's hard to be absolutely sure. Because like, we're doing a big section quickly, but it's only 3 blocks wide. I'd have to time myself, I guess, to really work it out. Hope you have fun with your death noodle. Exactly, it is a death noodle. Also, I hope you're doing okay. Here's your allowance. Thank you, Spencer R. Really appreciate it. It's good to see you. I heard some weird noises. By the way, I think my second camera might be messed up now. Wait, is it still facing? Yeah, it's facing a little bit wrong now, but we can always fix that later. Because if you don't know, I am very, very, very excited, or very, very, very. You know, I'll just say I'm being very pushy about memberships today, because memberships are an important way to fund not only a channel, but especially live streams. You know, it's like subscriptions on Twitch. You give a monthly contribution, and it helps make the YouTube ad fairies less terrifying. Also, my first tip for you. Thank you, Dippy, for the tip. And in your infinite world, how do you remember the places in your world, especially for a new one? Okay, so I feel like I have a head start because I've been playing for so many years that I just recognize certain things. But the easiest way is to make things at notable coordinates. So honestly, you could take design cues from like real life cities from this. Like, if you think of, have you ever looked at postcodes? I've looked at postcodes extensively because I'm a nerd, and the ways postcodes basically exist to like directly identify where a thing is, and even if you don't have postcodes. In fact, actually, wait, do you know a weird thing? The way Mongolia's postcode system works is they divide the entire country up into, I think it's 3 meters by 3 meter squares, and then whichever square you live in, that's your postcode. Instead of like street numbers and stuff like that, because that's the way postcodes work in most of the rest of the world. It's like your nearest big post sorting center, then some identifiers that take you down to about 100 people. Why is Mr. E... Okay, I know what's happening right there. OMG, my postcode is star. Yeah, I also look at that. That actually is quite satisfying. Should we do the same on this wall over here too? I guess we have to, right? I mean, we removed the... We gotta witness the expansion right here. When did the stream start, says Sebastian Mess? We started about 40 minutes ago, and we'll finish about 40 minutes in the future. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting words in the, so I've got a filter on chat. There's a lot of interesting words in there. Honestly, working out, like, one of the weird things about the internet that isn't really true in the real world is, like, in the real world, if someone swears, it's, like, inherently obvious, right? But for some reason, this happens on every internet forum, like, no matter where you go, you're gonna see this to some extent. There's no avoiding it. Is people are like, oh, but I don't think that is a swear. And then someone's like, but I find that offensive. But I don't find it offensive. And it's like, well, guess we've reached a stalemate then. And in real life, it's like, yeah, well, you just... Also, thank you so much, Vibs, for the £5 tip. I can make a joke. I could give a fact. But I shall instead say I have a long-term amplified survive myself. Keep up the good work with the channel. Thank you so much, Vibs. I'm very... I love finding like-minded people on the internet. I think that's one of the best things about it as a thing that exists. And so it's very exciting to hear that you have a long-term world too. And that we via these videos we get to interact. I knew someone who got grounded for saying the word sex. I said the word. I once said the word. I don't even know. You know, like if I got in trouble with my parents for saying it, should I be saying it on a YouTube live stream where you can get demonetized for swearing? Who knows? But I once said a really like not sweary word. My parents are like, "Where did you hear that?" And I was like, "It was in the game Time Splitters. I was just trying to feel out what it meant." Because I literally asked, like, what does this mean? And I guess they just assumed it was, like, a young person swear word, maybe. You know, because that's the funny thing. Okay, you know, the idea that you can create new swear words, to me, defeats the point of them, right? Like, I'm going to make up the word schmep right now, and that refers to when a man really, really loves a woman, or really doesn't love a woman. But, you know, like, it's going to be, that's what the word's going to refer to. It's going to be a very graphic description, but it's a brand new word, schmep. It's a very ugly word, isn't it? But, and it's like, is that a swear word? Whereas a lot of, you know, like, the F word is just something, you know, it works in every context. It's just, this is a swear that exists solely to be a swear. It is a word that you say, that's like kids finding anatomically correct words funny. Yeah, when I was in a science class, or maybe it was like sex education class in science class, the first lesson was like, okay, you're gonna laugh a bunch otherwise if we don't do this now. We're gonna name every single word that you've heard for anatomy right now. Because the way to make every single funny word is just anatomy, you know? Like, there's a lot of funny ways to describe things. I always get the you aren't British when I say bloody. I feel the same way about non-British people saying cheers. Like, you can say it. It just doesn't seem correct. I guess also Australians. Also, Stevenated, thank you for the tip. I'm gonna schmep you and your entire family. I can't tell you if saying a swear, unironically. I like saying a swear, right? It's like, ooh, it's a swear. You know what blew my mind when I first heard it? People in certain parts of North America genuinely say cuss. Like, not curse, cussing. Ooh, are you cussing? Ooh, you're cussing real... Like, the word curse is, like, too horrifying for some people. So, like, ooh, yeah, that's a cuss. That's not a curse. That's definitely a cuss that's happening right there. And you know, it's interesting. People have different, ways to say the same thing. And sometimes hearing other people's version is, like, painful to you. But you know, the very concept of swear words is just, we need to have words that are like super off limits, but also, you know, by their nature, things that are off limits are things that you intend to do. You know, like, I don't know, there's so many examples of this, like, look up pretty much every prohibited substance and how widespread that prohibited substance is, despite being prohibited, and it's like, oh, that is, why do we make it against the rules if we then pretend the rules don't exist in most situations? And it's like, well, that's what makes it extra bad. That's what makes people extra lured in by it. People like, you know, it's like the whole people like a bad boy thing. People like a, ooh, you're not meant to be doing this, are you? Thing. Also, what the heck when you don't feel like sinning by saying the word hell? That is a funny one to me. That is a funny one to me. I schmep you, Toycat, says Talon likes tacos. Thank you for helping to schmep me on the internet. It's very nice of you. Do appreciate it greatly. I bet the word cuss was born from an American mocking a British accent saying, oh, you're cussing. Is Boulderdash a swear word in Britain? Oh, I haven't heard that word in a while. There's a lot of words that because I used to read books from like the 60s. There's a lot of words that I like are in my vocabulary that just don't come up ever. Because they're... You know, it's weird that... You know, okay, people understanding that, you know, like Shakespeare's plays were written in at one point was, you know, those were written in how they would have spoken at the time. It's weird enough that like 500 years ago, we're like, Romeo, Romeo, how art thou? Or whatever's going on there. But it's even weird when you realize like, oh, even 50 years ago, we just use words that seem entirely out of place today. The concept of grammar is only a few hundred years old. Like, the written word having like rules and logic, etc. Very recent. Have you read the Declaration of Independence? Have you noticed how weirdly capitalized it is? That's not because they were messing up grammar or the grammar was different. It's just there was no officially accepted way to do that. I mean, why would they be? The written word is just a way to write things and have other people say it. Like, think about grammar in sentences. It doesn't really exist. You put pauses in there, sometimes, for fun. You put emphasis on some words. But, you know, for the most part, you just speak. You just say the words, and then the things happen. But it's very different. And okay, I'm gonna get rid of this dirt now too. We're gonna cause some problems if I do. But we'll cause problems if I don't as well, I bet. Yeah, you know, leaving that suspended in midair, probably not a smart idea. You know, that's future me's problem. That is very much future me's problem. So, are you just talking about punctuation? Says Lizzie S. I mean, grammar is the idea of like how you have to say words in, you know, it's, in grammar don't exist sentences. Exactly, there we go. In grammar don't exist sentences. That is the perfect sentence. Could there be a more perfect sentence? Okay, so I'm gonna go all the way around this oil thingamajiggy for now. That's my big idea. That was such an aggressive emphasis. Bloody hell. Us Scots will pretty much use anything as an insult. Like, you, sir, are unsatisfactory cabbage. An unsatisfactory cabbage. I like that one. You know, it really is true that if you, that pretty much any insult can be funny and effective. If you throw your rule into it. It's interesting. It's very interesting. I thought about... It's weirder yet when you try to really dive into why you use the words that you do. You know, like, you're an unsatisfactory cabbage genuinely would work as a sentence, but you could, I can tell you now that a rudimentary, you're a rudimentary fish. You know, like it's not work. It doesn't work, right? It's like it's got to be like X, Y, Z. There are rules to how that insult system works. Like, you're a bloody Mars bar, you are. Anything's an insult if you're brave enough. If you're angry enough, anything's an insult, I guess. You're a warbling bubble. You're a moldy mango. You know, thank you for this one, chat. You're an irritating pigeon. You know what? Pigeons are never irritating. That's the real problem. But yeah, there is a really fun thing about like unwritten rules. And for the most part, they're unwritten. Except somewhat recently, we tried to write them down and be like, this is how grammar always is. But then the way that grammar always is changes anyway, and it's like, never mind, I guess. I guess we lied. You know, so here's an interesting thing. To drive a car, so this is something I'm very aware of because I've been diving into it. Seagulls, on the other hand. You know, seagulls are seagulls are the objectively annoying bird, right? The other hand of that same situation. So, if you wanted to drive a car, even like as early as like the early 1900s, it was like, yeah, you. What's up? Okay, one sec. There has been an emergency. Would you like to know what the emergency is? Or is it best that you don't? Okay. Give me a second. Gonna be right back. Thank you for the text-to-speech, Jeff Watkins. I won't be able to hear it, but I appreciate the spirit.
I miss my grammar. We lost her when she fell into a comma. We should bring back Victorian insults. Do it, or you are a milquetoast. Welcome back. Toy cat is yes. Hello everyone, it is I, Toy Cat. I love fried chicken. Fried chicken is my best friend. Do you all love fried chicken?
I'm sorry, 1 second. There's a thing happening. It's all gonna be good. So don't you worry, Internet. I'm just gonna get some sleep in. Gonna wake up. You can look at the ocean. It's gonna be good. Don't worry.
Hello chat, it is I once more, Toy Cat. If you were a potato, how would you like to be prepared?
Hello. How are you doing? Toycat, it is... it is I, Toycat. I love fried chicken. Fried chicken is my best friend. Do you all love fried chicken? You know, mods asleep, let's talk about Terraria. Hello chat, it is I once more, Toycat. If you were a potato, how would you like to be prepared? I think I'd like to be mashed, maybe fried. What do you reckon, chat? How do you feel about that? How do you think? How are things going? Is everything good? I hope things are good. If they're good for you, then they're good for me. That's the real lesson that we can take away from this. If it's good for you, it's good for me. So, the weather's been pretty neutral recently. It's been very, it's been some overcast days. It's been some, I don't even know, honestly, here's my confession, I don't know what overcast is. Is it raining? No. Probably not. What happened, says, Leanne Vandermeer. Yeah, you know, I used to be really good with words. I don't know when I stopped knowing about things like that. Nice topic avoidance there. Yeah, you know, the, you know, see, I said that Toycat live streams were getting bigger and better than ever. And, you know, now there's murder mystery plots going on, right? I mean, who knows what it could be? Could be anything. Overcast is when there's so many clouds that the sky is white. Ah, I guess it hasn't been overcast. It's been a long time since I've had an overcast day. You know, I could do with a nice overcast day about now. It sure is a shame that I haven't had one. Feel like I'm missing out on a key life event. Such a Toycat thing to not tell us, right? Also, thank you very much for the tip. Cancer's attitude. So, what's your favorite color? Man, I love white personally. I'm guessing your house has leaks. Do you remember the last time I had a leak and it was like a very serious thing? So, I don't know what just happened, but I'm very confused. I just joined the stream. Do you want to know what it actually was then? If you insist on knowing. You know, I feel terrible because, like, that ruined the experience for, like, the AFK listener. They just got... You know, like, that's something I want to, like, get better at not having on these streams. Maybe I'll just, like, turn off the streaming. Maybe I can clip it out later. I'm not too sure. But, yeah, for those of you who are actually curious, it is a, there was a very, very, very large... You know, I'm an arachnophobe, but, like, I can deal with spiders because they're, like... You know, it's, like, it's fine. It's a spider. Like, I don't want to. I'm, like, high stress for about 4 minutes. And then the spider's dead, or it's gone. But it was, like, the biggest spider I've seen in my life. And I not the biggest in my life. You know, it wasn't that ludicrously sized. Like, I took a picture, and even I could tell, like, in the picture it didn't look that ludicrous. But I was just like, it was a very, you know, like, this is the thing about, like, you know, just, like, arachnophobia, right? Like, it's an irrational fear of spiders. Like, you can be rationally afraid of, like, poisonous spiders, but this is just, oh, I'm getting, like, physically sick thinking back to it right now. How big was it? It was, like, the size of, like, a hand, maybe. And it was, like, it's underpinning this bigger fear that I have in this house. Of, like, There are an abnormal number of bugs living here. Abnormal number of spiders, if I'm being honest, too. And, like, it is summer, and summer has more bugs. Honestly, when I lived in my old house, I would just not open the windows all summer. Solve the bug problem. Also, what button do you use for pick blocks for your Xbox? I use up on the D-pad. HC838. Thank you very much. You're the guy from the song. That's horrifying. Yeah, it was, I saw a big spider behind the rest of my job, and I haven't felt safe since. It was just a reminder of, like, oh. One of the things I value is, like, safety and security. I don't have those in these home. At any point in time, a spider like that could just appear. Call an exterminator yesterday. I do actually, like, if it was like a spider crawling around the house every day, I'd be down with that. Oh, I saw a silverfish for the first time. You're in the UK, right? That's a big spider. Yeah, it was a ludicrous spider. It was a ludicrous spider. I should clarify, when I say a hand, it's probably not my hand. It's probably like a small lady's hand. But it was definitely a hand. I have a phobia of polystyrene. Yeah, I used to be like, you know, come on, we get it. You know, people don't like things to almost every phobia. Because, like, right now I'm still, like, reeling emotionally. I'm like, oh, please don't come back, Mr. Spider. I was like, all I have to do is pick him up and move him to the window, right? But he was giant, and I was like, what if he gets on me? I can't, like, imagining the situation where a spider is crawling up my wrist is so horrifying that I just sit there frozen in paralysis, you know? I'd be screaming too if I ever saw a spider that big. Yeah, right, I have a real severe phobia of quavers and no one takes it seriously. Right? It's hard to... I think there's an interesting thing about pain, right? Like, when you feel pain, it's the realest thing in the world. When someone else says they feel pain, it's like, well, but do you really? You know, it's like a doubt is the first thing. And even as I know that, it's still impossible for me to deal with correctly. So yeah, we're gonna start placing gravel over here now. Do another one of these little lines. I use a vacuum cleaner or a shoe. Oh, I wish I'd just realized vacuum cleaner. Yeah, I was just freaking out every, like, because I was like, oh, there's the stream going on. Every second that I'm not solving this is like a problem. When you feel pain, it's the realest thing in the world, says Sun Tzu. Although Brian Smith quotes Sun Tzu. Yeah, that's the thing about pain, right? It's like, pain's easy in the abstract. Pain is very difficult in the reality right here, right then. I feel that recently I had to seal the window because my flat's horribly constructed. I had to kill about 7 of the space for a week and it was horrible. Yeah, I'm just gonna start hoovering these guys up. I don't know why. I wish I'd have had that reaction. Right now I'm thinking about hoovering up a spider and it climbing along the hoover, and I'm like, I'm getting goosebumps all over myself. Like, this is, I'm very horrified right now. There are more viewers than when he left, says Bearman. You know, next time let's just stage it. Let's just hear, like, horrified screams of, like, you know, you've messed with me for the last time, hussy. And then, did you kill it? If you want to know what, okay, you know what, this is, I'm talking way too much about this. This is not an exciting story. This is a thing that is horrifying, but I'm trying to talk about it, trying to get through my trauma with all of you. There was this piece of plastic. So, like, okay, I put a box on top of it. Box didn't work. And then some plastic went on top of it. Plastic just, like, sealed it in place between the mattress and the thing. I would just stomp on it, but then there'll be spider guts in my mattress, and that's horrifying. So then we had to, like, wrap more plastic underneath it, and then we wrapped it into, like, a burrito, and then just stomped on the burrito a few times. You know, and it's gone now. It's gone now. Oh, I'm like, it's weird. It's such a very minor fear, but also it's everything. It's again, pain when you're feeling it is the realest thing in the world. Curse snack. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun today, unrelated to that. You know, it can really throw off your whole, like, thought process when something bad is going on. This is why trauma is so powerful. Dying, that's so funny, says Michael D. I'm glad. I am glad it's actually enjoyable to people. I anti-shmep spiders. I would never shmep a spider. I literally couldn't. Poor Spidey. Yeah, in my head, I always want to be the guy who's like, you know, it's just a spider, we'll let him out. And it's like, no, this is a source of pain and anguish. I want him to feel suffering for what he has done. You know, it's the only way I can see it. Down with big spider, up with big salmon. Now we're talking. Now we're talking, bunny beast. That's what I'm saying. Down with spider, up with big salmon. Okay, so we need to... Oh, there's like a wall of gravel here. I guess we just start building beyond the wall. Sounds good to me. What colors was it? Were there any patterns striping anything? It was like brown. I don't know, I'm like... I don't want to think about the spider right now. I don't want to try and describe him to you. You know, actually, let me look back at this picture. Okay, I took a picture of him just because I was like, I need to do this. I feel bad, Toycat. About a month ago, you told me to stick around, but now I'm broke and in rehab. I mean, being in rehab is better than not being in rehab. Is the thing I take from that. Also, it's good to see you, Jarrett. Also,
Laura meets Simdolar Sitamet, Consectetera Dipasing Elite, said Duias Mod Temperance.
This is my favorite super chat ever. Good to see you. Yeah, the picture I have isn't very good. Like, I'll show you it, but like, it's not useful. Like, there's no scale in the picture, you know? It's just, there is a horrifying spider. And now we're all cursed. Yeah, it was big. Yeah, I do know what's actually causing it. I don't want to tell you what's causing it because it would somewhat dox me. But there is a geographic feature near my house that causes lots of wonderful benefits, but it also causes more bugs. Supposedly. You know, I'm going to look into it more, just to make sure. Honestly, I might get an exterminator around anyway. Like, you know, I haven't had a bug problem yet, but I'd like that to keep being the case. So, you know, just let's get rid of them anyway. Like, I'd never seen a silverfish in real life till living here. That was an experience, I will say. That was an experience. Do I have any dirt left? I don't. I have to go get some dirt. Go get some gravel. My inventory, you know, I'm gonna need a lot of places for things. Brought living in Australia, I had 2 spiders about the size of a palm, and it sucked, but it's whatever. No, that is exactly why living in Australia is a no. That is exactly why you don't live there. That's exactly why it's not a valid country to tell someone to live in. So that picture ruined my day, says Miss Swazzy. I'm sorry. Oh, you live next to some woods? I mean, yes, that is what it is. You have caught me. Darn, you got me there. That is what it is. Look around all the woods in London and you'll eventually find me. You should get a cat. They hunt every bug in the house, says Marbit Aguila. Yeah, I might rent a cat or something. That's a good idea. They do like killing bugs. I mean, it's like in olden days they'd kill mice, right? Nowadays they kill bugs. Swamp. It was a swamp spider. Darn it! Everyone stop doxing me with these things. I actually might live on a swamp. I don't know. I need to look it up. But the land where I live is a very strange geographic. Like if this wasn't London, people wouldn't be living on the land that I live on. But like when you live in a city, land values are so high that like they'll develop anything into houses and they'll make some money. Like if you think that's a joke. Also, can you turn dirt into path? Have you always been able to? I swear it used to be just grass, right? Am I crazy? Chat, am I crazy? I'm probably crazy. You live in the Australian part of London. Oi, crikey, yeah, this is my Australian accent. I'm doing a real good job. Yeah, it was, I think that's a 1.17 thing. Oh, my bad. You know, I can't believe I forgot about it. Why'd you start placing dirt this stream? I just figured, like, if it's such a big project, let's do it slightly differently every single stream. Because, variety's the spice of life. I say as I drain ocean for another full hour. Thank you, chat, for validating me as not crazy. Both about the spider thing and about this. Like, I can't stand people who are like, oh, it's fine, it's just a spider. You know, he's friendly. It's like, is he friendly? Is he friendly? If he was friendly, you know, like, it's like if your friend is like, you know, a meth addict that's trying to stab you with some broken glass, And you're like, oh, he's
So
really
you
great
have
when he's not
giant
in
spiders
stabby mode.
and
And it's like,
silverfish?
well, sometimes
Okay,
he's in
I had
stabby
worked
mode, which
out
kind
you
of
moved into a
cancels
strong
out the times
hole.
that he's not,
Please
in my
stop
humble
drilling
opinion.
into
You know,
infested
if
stone.
I
Your
have to
first
suggest
food will be
something,
about
I would
600
suggest
blocks
that.
from spawn.
Okay, so this is here anyway. So we'll make a little trench from this, just to keep the old format going. You remind me there's a spider above the front door placement. Oh, thank you very much, Steve Moore. Even being subs to Toycat, I would have been a victim to a house fire if I'd found a spider that size. Honestly, what the thing that was screaming in my ears is like, you need to move house now. This is non-acceptable consequence of living somewhere. If you live somewhere that has to have this happen, then no. You know, it's better. You know, you might have spent a lot of money on this house, Toycat, but you know, we all make mistakes. That was, and that sounds like I'm making a joke, but that was like, it was running through my head like a little bit, because you know, it was my stabby meth head friend, who's really nice when he doesn't. You know, like if you just get past the stabbing, you know, if we just ignore the big thing. Good point, victim of the spider though. How's the house besides that? Says Pygo. I'm liking it. Most of what I like is location. Like I really love. I got an amazing view, which is cool. Like I love a good, inspiring view. I love a good bit of nature, and I like that I'm just like directly in London, and so can do like there's this giant mound in central London. It's gonna be cool to just be able. Like honestly, what I'm starting to realize though is like I don't have enough time in my week. I need to create more time to start doing more interesting things. If you were here in California, you could have one of the most deadly and aggressive spiders in the world, lol, the brown recluse. Today I learned, don't live in California either. Thank you for the pro tip, Jason, right? Also, I accidentally made mustard gas trying to kill a spider in my bedroom. Oh, I've made mustard gas by accident far too many times. Far too many times. It should not be as easy as it is. And yet it is as easy as it is. As wacky and unbelievable as that is, it is as easy as it is. Okay, so I'm gonna get all the wet spoongies going. Just do a little bit of fun. Honestly, it's the cool thing about a project like this is there's always like 3 or 4 things you can do to move it just a little bit forwards till the next time, you know. How do you make mustard gas? I might be mixing up with chlorine gas. I thought chlorine gas was mustard gas. But I think it's just white vinegar and bleach. Honestly, if you mix bleach with pretty much... Okay, life pro tip, everyone. If you mix bleach with any other household chemical, it probably has a terrible reaction that can kill you. Like, I think bleach and drain kill... drain unblocker and bleach is the one that will usually really mess you up. Like, really, like, for realsies, just don't do that. Just, you know, you're gonna have the two things together. You're gonna think, you know what? My drain isn't unblocked by bleach, so I'll throw some drain unblocker in there. Just give it a little weight. Red is a good color for you, Toycat. Thank you, McBella78. That's a nice compliment. Chlorine gas is mustard gas. You know, why is it called mustard gas? Mustard gas makes it sound like a great condiment. Like, ooh. So this is, oh dear. This is, I don't know, like, this is a lovely sub. I've replaced the mustard seeds with some mustard gas. As you can see, it has a much thicker flavor. Got sick and crashed my car in the same week, and so I'm way behind on your video, says James JT Judd. You know, I'm starting to think that's a valid, genuine reason to be behind on videos. You know what? I'm not even gonna hold it against you, James JT Judd. No, that sucks. Why'd you crash your car? Who did that to you? Are we gonna have to Mad Max them, or did you crash someone else's car? Are we gonna Mad Max you? What's the situation? No, bad mix is like again, mix any household chemicals together, and just do a quick Google search before like going to sleep. Is all I recommend. Because there's like a 50% chance you've done something horrifying that you need to correct right now, or you'll die. Thanks to you, I'm now calling sponges spoongies. I don't know why you. Oh wait, sorry. Wait, you're calling spoongies spoongies. Why'd you say the same thing twice? I don't understand. At least it's not clear gas. I think the real lesson. I think that brown recluses are worse than the black widow. You know, I don't want to talk about spiders. Thank you for the great thing. It's sad that your city has equal or more population compared to my country, says Marco Rizzoli. Marco Rizzoli. I'm gonna guess you live in Switzerland. I think it is significantly more than Switzerland, yeah. Yeah, it's, I want to say there are more sovereign states on Earth that have a population below that of London than have a population above it. Maybe unless this one. You know, it definitely is a smart one to back down. So, how about geese, everyone? I like geese. I haven't seen a single goose since getting back to London. I've been trying real hard. It just hasn't worked. You ever watched Rick and Morty? If so, what do you think about it? So thumbs up for you. I'm gonna reopen the window because I'm very hot right now. I opened it and then got horrified because I imagined a spider crawling in. It's gonna take me a while to forget that situation. What will there be built on reclaimed land? Says ibxtoycat. I was talking about what was I talking about when I said that? Oh no, I was thinking of the Battersea Power Station. They literally took a power station. And they're like, you can generate power anywhere in the country and move it via the national grid. But what you can't do is, I guess we're gonna leave the water under the oil rig, I guess. But you know, houses have to be somewhere near where people work, and so we'll. It's an interesting thing. If you look at most London housing projects, it's basically the same thing. It's like we took this place that we assumed people couldn't live in, and we built houses there, and we'll sell them to you. Or we built flats there, and we'll sell them to you for £500,000. You could build a prospering village on the seabed once it's drained, says Harrison Gray. Oh, that is such a good idea. You know, I always have this problem of, like, idea creep. Like, you have one good idea, and you're like, you know what? I should follow this up with this other idea. And then, like, the first idea never gets finished because it's so ambitious. And then you just, like, continuously add to it. It's an easy trap to get stuck into, I would say. I remember a Canadian goose chasing me in the park when I was 4. I live in Canada and see so many when driving and stuff. Spiders hate citrus. Put orange peels in a spray bowl of water and spray around the windows so they'll be less likely to come in, says T-Rex. Oh, I like your name, T-Rex. That's clever. Like, it's like T, like rec, plural. Hey!
This is not Kim Jong-un.
Thank you so much, Dakota Wyatt, for not being Kim Jong-un. And also for tipping $49.99. You are not the hero we need, but you are the hero we deserve. Thank you so much. What do you do with the ocean when you remove all the water? I don't know, drain another ocean. No, I felt like it's definitely one of those ideas that I've, like, thought about only in abstract. By the way, I built this in background gameplay. Do you like it? I really like it personally. Like, oh, actually, it doesn't go as far down as I thought. I guess I have to do some more background gameplay and finish that off, huh? Oopsie. Spiders hate this one little life hack. London has 8 times as many people as my state, says ibxtoycat. See, that's pretty impressive. In my village in Romania, we eat the geese. You know what, ton 618? You've gone from my favorite person to my least favorite person in the span of a few seconds. Are you a human? Fail this test to prove you're a robot. Is there an ocean monument in this ocean? I wish there was. That'd be clever, huh? Maybe that's the ocean I should have drained. No, I really like working inside my 360 world constraints. Like, when I first switched to Bedrock, I was so hyped for the infinite world thing. But I really do like working in, like, this limited size world. There's just something special about it that you don't get with these newfangled, you know, big world gens. Just doesn't work that way. Geese are cool. That is objectively true, adorable ho. So, yeah, there's a thing about fear. Like, negative human emotions are felt so much more strongly than positive human emotions. Like, I think about this a lot when people have, like, strong dissatisfaction with anything. It's like, well, yeah. Like, okay, you know, I saw something today. So, we've already gone all over the place in controversial subjects. Did you know in the UK there was a shooting, a mass shooting, yesterday? It might be 2 days ago now. But this week there was a mass shooting in the UK, which is a rare set of words, because usually the UK does not have mass shootings, because the UK has, you know, if you are on the internet at least, it has no guns. But interestingly enough, the UK actually does have guns, to the surprise of many. And so it's super interesting because there was a thing like that. And something I saw it was like it was some family group or something that was like, you know, I don't get it. We, you know, what, you know, like we tried our, you know, you're limiting permits, but still there was a, you know, a big mass event. Like, surely this implies you're not doing, you know, like, why would anyone argue in favor of not doing this thing? Surely that can't help. If reducing, you know, gun fatalities is your #1 priority, why are you you know, how can you possibly believe that not, I don't know, limiting guns or not further doing this is the best way to do that? And I think it's really interesting because that's like it's like a fun reminder that, like, also I've got a lot of gravel I'm gonna quickly pick up right now by making some torches. But negative human emotions are felt much more than positive human emotions. Sun Tzu. But it's it totally is true on some level, at least, that when you're mad about something, you're like, why is everyone else also not mad about this thing? Why is every human action not taking place right now to make this thing happen? Like, I felt this way about, like, I don't know, like the mental health crisis of the last year. Everyone just kept pretending it wasn't happening because it's like, oh, because like, but there's like a bigger crisis that we're focusing on right now. And it's like, but this is killing a ton of people. Actually, you know, fun fact, the gun guy, his Reddit account is been banned, and he made quite a few like you know, very anti-lockdown posts. Like, he was very against the idea. He felt like it was degrading his mental health, and then he shot some people. You know, do you add those 5 deaths to the you know, lockdown death counter, or do you say, well, we were trying to save lives and we probably did, and so this is just a guy. You know, it's like, it's that interesting thing of, like, whatever your objective is, you frame things around the objective rather than seeing that there is trade-offs to everything, right? Like, you know, if you have, for instance, like a I know what an example that people find controversial. I haven't spoken about it, but it's become a big hot button issue. Is the idea of, like, what if you have to prove your vaccination status to go and do a thing? And people think, like, yeah, that will objectively lower the spread of COVID, because if you have to be vaccinated people spread it slightly less, maybe a lot less, maybe not at all. I mean, definitely not at all according to data, but, you know, what is data if not something you can imagine yourself these days? And so the thing is, like, but the, you know, people who are, like, are in favor of them fail to understand that people who aren't in favor of them aren't just not in favor because they think that they're not effective. They're not in favor because of other reasons, right? If you're against, I don't know, what's this guy in favor of? Like, if you're against gun deaths, and, like, that's your big consuming thing because you're terrified of dying. You know, like, some people live in fear of a murder the same way I live in fear of a spider. You know, like, it is. A lot of people, especially in London, this city has a really bad knife crime rate. Like, there is the number of people who have been, innocent people who have been stabbed to death, if you count on any real figures, like, that's really worrying. That's a really high number. And so, you know, you might be like, man, why is, you know, like, the mayor of the city, why is he doing anything that is not reducing this all-pressing, all-consuming fear of me potentially being stabbed? I'm in fear of polystyrene. Right? It's the, why is it that, yeah, because polystyrene's also bad for the environment, right? I actually don't know if that's true, but I'm like 99% sure that it's bad for the environment. So, like, there's this big environmental concern that every single day, because you must order things from Amazon all the time, right? And there's polystyrene. And it's like, why are we doing things that aren't focusing on this? Why was there a green initiative that involved making hydrogen buses? What even is a hydrogen bus? You know, it's not reducing the amount of polystyrene in the world. There's a lot of polystyrene in the world, and it's horrifying. And I feel like people aren't focusing on this. You can make napalm full of styrene. Oh man, I cannot read that comment out loud, Jura. You are going on a list for that one. But it's true, you can. I think it's what, like... No, I don't know. I'm not giving you the recipe for napalm. And you shouldn't Google it either. See, there's an interesting one, right? That's, if you're against napalm, because it's one of the most horrifying ways to die that I think humanity has invented, then you might say, yeah, we should make it illegal to share the recipe of that, because the more people know the recipe, the more people might eventually make one. This is actually how we deal with like bomb making, basically. Like if you tell people how to make a bomb, that's like a very serious incriminating offense, because you are telling people information they will exclusively use basically to cause mass harm. And so it's interesting to me, at least, that... Can I place these here? I can't. Did that get wet? Oh no, it didn't. It just nothing happened. Napalm's another name for a horse's hand, right? That's exactly good. That's what I'm talking about right now. But like, yeah, if you're horrified of napalm, why are we doing things that aren't that? And then you think, like, it's easy to forget that there's like a whole world out there, all filled of people who have their own #1 big scary issue that is ruining the world. Because I think most people have their big, most serious issue that like affects them the biggest. And like sometimes you don't have one, and so you just pick one up because like the media tells you it's a real big deal, and you know that's part of why that works in some ways. But sometimes it really is like, man, we just lost another life to this, and we're still not taking action. We're still doing things that make it worse and not better? Huh, I guess we are. You still drain the ocean? I will call all your parents. Yeah, it's there's a fascinating thing to it. Well, what if I need napalm to burn the spider though? Oof. I feel like I've already gone in some real trouble for saying what I've said. I don't even wanna joke, although I mean, I'm just saying, would be a good way to get rid of spiders. But, you know what isn't a good way to get rid of spiders? The becoming a member to ibxtoycat. Except, just kidding, it actually is a good way, because this is a segue to say, you know what we still have? We have the wheel. You wanna spin the wheel? Just become a member on the channel. It's a fun little activity we have. Anti-spider fun. That's what it needs to become, you know? I would like to spider-proof my house. I want to call an exterminator yesterday, as someone said. And so the only way we can do this... I've done a few dangerous things in a highly controlled environment. You know, I don't want to say it. I totally do feel this thing of, like, when you're, like, outcast by society. You know, society... You can be at your lowest when you're a teenager, or even low into your 20s. Like, you can feel like you're at the bottom of the rung, and then society will tell you time and time again, no, you're at the top of society. You run it. And then they'll take your entire, you know, like demographics. Like, ooh, you're part of the you know, like the metropolitan the white. You know, the men's, the whatever else you're going for. And it's like, and you run the world. The entire thing is down to you. And like, you know, like this weird contrast of people telling you you're the top, but your lived experience seeing people trample on you all day. And then you see that and you're like, oh, yeah, the whole world is like just, the whole world pretends to be on your side, and then sometimes it's against you. And it's like, man, it's so easy to go from there to like, I need to do a big terrible thing to show the world who's really boss. Because when you can't win under a existing hierarchy, it's tempting to just make your own where you do win. You know, I can't win at your game, so I'm gonna play my own game where I will win. This is why people get into like speedrunning really weird games, because it's like, you know, like really competitively into it. Because like trying to be the world's best I don't know, Fortnite player, the world's best Minecraft player, speedrunner, takes hours and time. But you know, if you want to be the world's best Micro Machines on the Nintendo 64 player, you could probably do that within a few days if you try hard enough. If you know, like picking a niche thing to be good at is common. But also, what if it's like, you know, and that's like the healthy way to do it. What if you take it the other way? What if you're like, I can't win, you know, society measures value by what? Like money, educational attainment, maybe, social status, and maybe romantic success, you could argue, depending on the person. And I don't have any of those things. So, you know what, if I'm not going by society's traditional goals, I'll go by the goal of, I would like to cause, I will show them that I am success, you know, like that I can do a lot by causing pain to as many people as I can. And that's how you get dudes that are like on the internet, like actively just trying, you know, like filled with hatred in their hearts, like trying to get responses. And oh, this links into the first stream. There we go. It's like full circle. Damn, Micro Machines was my childhood, says Northy. Oh, I love Micro Machines. I should totally get into the speedrunning category for that. I want to do that, actually. I want to pick a very tiny game that no one's speedrun yet and be the fastest in the world by virtue of being the only one. I vaguely did that for Sonic R, I feel like, at one point. I had the... Actually, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I had the Sonic R world record for some brief period in 2011. That was like one of my childhood games, so I just decided I'll play it. I knew that if anyone actually tried to beat it, they could in not too much time. Also, thank you very much, Lucy Weiss. Lucy Weiss? Lucy Weiss. It's good to see you. Here's my Toycat tax. Thank you so much. Speedrun D&D. You know what? The saddest thing about moving to London, I kind of knew it might happen, but it's like, it's happened faster than I expected because I was out of country and my friend just got a different job and my other friend's having money issues, and it's like, we're not meeting up for D&D anymore. It's like, well, we just started a really cool session. I put so much effort into it. And it's like, well, sucks, doesn't it? Like, I could take the train a couple hours out of here to go do it, but like, even then, it's not a guarantee, and it's like, well, darn. Why is your hotbar so disorganized? Why is your hotbar so disorganized? I keep getting recommended videos of people speedrunning Duolingo. Oh, that is funny. I want to see that. Yeah, I do think there is a... I'm gonna have to hide the chat on the post stream in case there's any suspicion. See, like, people have been told, like, yeah, you can't do this. This is bad. It's for the bad of society. It's like, wow, I can do something so bad that people have to tell me not to do it, and it's this easy. This forbidden knowledge is something I have. And like, if you're an anti, you know, if you're an anti napalm advocate, you're an anti whatever advocate, it's like, yeah, we should really be stopping this at all costs. But some people would say, you know, actually, most people who learn the recipe to some dangerous, you know, things don't use it for bad. 99.99%. Why should we limit something for 99.9% of people? Because 0.1% of people do something bad with it. You know, like, if you, you know, like, it's kind of mind-blowing to think back to it, but, like, the fact that driving licenses weren't required for the first 100 or so years of driving is an interesting, like, it's the difference in how we started to view it after a certain point in time, right? We stopped, we went from, oh yeah, this is a thing you can choose to do, to this is a thing that if you choose to do, you are altering everyone else's life in the system. It's somehow been a whole hour. Wow, time flies. It's been an hour and a half, according to my timer. You know, your time is flying too slowly. If your time was a flight, it would be American Airlines. Yeah, there's a slam dunk on an airline that's funny, even if you haven't flown them, because you can assume that they're not very timely. Yeah, today's a bad stream not to have a mod going for, because I don't have any filters set up on the Autobot to... I have one to ban that one Minecraft YouTuber, but not to ban the ingredients to questionable things. You know, okay, who's here? Who's trustworthy that's here? You know what, Cat? You're gonna step in temporarily for the stream. We're gonna, if you can, and we're gonna time out some people that post some things that might get me in some serious trouble on YouTube. We're all good. We're just gonna temporarily throw that on there. It's gonna be all good. But yeah, Nat, can I have mod, please? I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The always rule in modding is like, you know, if you ask, like, you know, like I feel like with any form of power authority, it's like if you want it, I'm suspicious of your intent. You know, like any elected politician, it's like this is a person who's like, yeah, I'm so sure of myself, I'm gonna run for office, and people are gonna love what I have to do to them. You know, it's like, ooh, is that ideal? I don't know. But yeah, I'll start paying attention. Oops, says Leanne. Oh, don't worry. It's it was a temporary measure so I don't get in some serious YouTube trouble. There are a few things that you really can't do on the internet, right? And it's like death threats, you know, posting the recipes to certain things, and I think it's the F slur, right? Or is it the other one? It's one of the words that you have to say this. Like, you know, if I swear once or twice, it gets past the filter. If I say the big no word, I get cancelled and I get the stream taken down. Cat is a good choice. I think so. Whew. If I was able to be got halfway through reading message, then figured, you know what? I deserve some water. You know, we all deserve some water, right? We all deserve some water. Don't, you know, right, when you think about it, isn't that not true? The FA word is very similar to the German word for bassoon. I wonder if that's ever been a problem. It literally is part of a word, like, there is an English dish that is the F slur. And, it's interesting. Because it shows that thing of, like, words change meaning very quickly, but we pretend that they don't because it's very convenient. You know, like, if we pretend that the only people who have hatred in their heart for, you know, the only people who have hatred in their heart for people of a certain, not ethnicity, what word, sexuality, are people who would use this one word. And so if everyone who uses this one word must have hatred in their heart for people of this one sexuality, then all of a sudden, wow, we can solve, would it be like gayism, homophobia. We can solve homophobia with this one little technique. And it's like, yeah, of course, like if you simplify things down enough, you can solve bigger problems, because you get me, like you can solve bigger problems if you just pretend you're solving bigger problems. You can pretend to solve bigger problems if you pretend that you have bigger solutions. And sometimes you have to simplify a problem down to be able to solve a problem simply, yeah? But so be life, I guess. So be life. Okay, so I'm going to keep on placing these down. I'm going to go until we've gotten like a healthy distance past the oil rig. Or maybe I should... you know, I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. I don't even know what I'm doing. We can solve gayism, toycat. I'm pretty sure that's what they call it, right? Thank you. You know, it looks like Nightbot's got a handle on the got a handle on the messages. I identify as gayism now. Let's solve gayism. We can do it together. We can do it together. That's clever that Nightbot learned midway through there. It's very clever. It's almost human-like, some could say. So toycat, your videos are so good, says Mogus XD. Thank you very much for thinking my videos are good. Slightly ruined by your name being a Mogus XD. But you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. Actually, I've seen that many a time. The Dutch word for bassoon also looks like the F slur. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing about words, right? Even if we ignore the English itself changes person to person, you know? Like, if you are British and your favorite dish involves what is basically meatballs and mashed potatoes, you might say that word endearingly, like, oh, I love and mash, you know? Whereas if you're in America, you'd be like, ah, them damn coming over here stealing our jobs. I don't know why I don't know where gay people are stealing the jobs, but you know what? I'm sticking with it. Okay, that's what rednecks don't like about gay people. It's that they steal their jobs. You know, like that, and so, you know, even just within people who speak English, it varies that much. Even over time, it varies that much, right? Like if you go back 50 years, it would only be used in the food context. It would never be used in this context. And so it's interesting because then you go to other languages and it's like, oh yeah, it's the word for bassoon, or it's the word for bass guitar, or it's got all these different things. So like it's the word for cigarettes in Britain. Yeah, literally I don't like to bring this up because it sounds like a joke. It sounds like you're trying to make the butt of, you know, gay people on that one, but it's like, yeah, that is it's even funny because damn it, I can't say it. So the word for cigarette is the F slur. And then the word for like if someone has a cigarette and you would like to, you know, just have one because like you desperately need to smoke. Smokers look out for each other. So you say, could I bum a cigarette? But you wouldn't say, could I bum a cigarette? You'd say, could I bum, and then you'd say the shortened version of the F slur. And that's just the genuine normal sentence, right? That's like, that is how you would ask for that. That is, but like, when you, and it's this interesting thing actually. Like we see this all the time and we just pretend it's not happening. So every major American tech company is based in it's not even just in California. It's basically in the North California area. Silicon Valley is the short term, but it's actually like a much wider area. But there's this one area of the world where Twitter, Facebook, Google, Apple, not Amazon and Microsoft actually, they're in Seattle, so they've got slightly different, they've got slightly more conservative business models in the sense that they actually sell products, wackily. But all of the, to be fair, the term is dying. I'd say it's SIG now. My friend who maybe is very old-timey, like he genuinely is like, yeah, I'm gonna go out for one of them. That's what he would say. He wouldn't say a Siggy. Siggy's a better word though. Like, you know, if we have to end use of the word for one reason, can we at least make it that reason? Okay, so we're gonna whip some ice and some leather and some flint in the chest. And then we're gonna grab some more torches. We are powering our way through these torches today. Imagine selling products. What a ridiculous business model, says Comrade Clyde. You know, the way business works now, right? So, Comrade Clyde, I think at one point you mentioned being like a revolutionary socialist, maybe, something like that. So I think this is really interesting. If you look at major tech companies now, they have all the faults of modern day capitalism, but also none of the positives of it. Like the whole point. Also, oh, why did I think it was evening time? I'm very dumb. Wait, I want to finish my point, then I'm going to come back to you about, like, the wacky world of Silicon Valley. Also, ooh, Cat is the best. Can we have some more Cat Beanie appreciation in the chat? Totally. Also, what's your business email? I have a video idea. My assistant, I don't say quit, because even when, you know, like, when you say quit, there's this really, like, you know, okay, I want to, okay, so I had an assistant, and by that, okay, you know, can I tell a story? No, I want to explain what I'm saying in the fewest words possibly. I met someone from the internet once, and they were like, wow, it was cool. Would love to maybe, you know, do some work for you. And then they tried editing, but like they weren't, you know, like great with it. And so it's like, oh, I could be your assistant though. And so I ended up with an assistant by accident about a year ago. And you know, she did a better job than not having an assistant for sure. Was a delight to have. But over time, like the desire to be an assistant just kind of waned. Like I think they did it in their day job. And so she was great, you know. But like in the last week, she quit, and so it's like, well, not being Toycat's assistant, but having the Twitter Toycat, you know, Toycat A, and having the email toycatassistant@gmail.com, it's kind of a bit weird, right? And so those are now Toycat business accounts, because then I can just hand it off to an assistant. if I actually get one in the future. Which I guess at some point I intend to do. Like, that seems like a logical thing for me to look into. Still friends with her? Oh, yeah, exactly, right? Like, when you say someone quit, it's like this big implication of something bad happening. But it really just was like, yeah, well, their life circumstances had improved to such a point that their free time had gone away. Which is like a positive thing. But there's always like some negative spin on it, right? There's always a negative spin. It's wacky enough that I'm in the place where like I have employees, you know? And so yeah, what we did is we separated the Toycat assistant branding from the person who somewhat branded themselves that way because they didn't want to be known by their personal name. Because on the internet, you don't want to share your full name and details of all the strangers and weird people out there. It totally makes sense. But yeah, the end result of that, in case you're curious, is that we now... the end result of that is that there is now a brand new email that you can email business things to, and eventually someone else will deal with it. And in the meantime, someone might eventually deal with it. So yeah, that's the thing I'm gonna set up. It's gonna be interesting. So okay, I've been watching since I went to primary school. Now I'm leaving school, watching you the whole way, says Ultra. See, that's crazy if true. I'm not implying that it's not true. I'm just saying it's crazy if it is, right? That's subjective fact. Eventually. Yeah, I also remember the watermelon stream from last year. Oh, I remember too well. Honestly. Eventually someone else will deal with it. Like most good life problems, eventually going to email you some Minecraft hose. Now there's a good idea, Jira. Email me some Minecraft hose. Don't actually email me Minecraft hose. You know, I guess you can do whatever you want. No one can tell you what you can and cannot do. And that includes emailing toes to Minecraft YouTubers, I guess. Okay, so we're going to get rid of all this dirt first. That's an easy place to start. And then once we got rid of the dirt, we can get rid of more dirt. See, honestly, this seemed like it was so much more efficient in the start. And maybe in the long run it is. But right now, at least, I feel like we've slowed down significantly. Oh, wait, also, we can finally hit the dirt from there. Oh, this is wonderful. Can I get it through there? No, I can't. There we go. I did it finally. It took some time, but we got there. Toycat's assistant needs to not be arachnophobic. That's the main characteristic. That'd be the dream, right? Someone where, like, I've got a spider. I want to die. It's like, now what, you know? I remember binge watching all the update videos. I think it's a very interesting place. Like, a lot of people who first found my channel were solely there for, like, a thing I could provide, right? It was like, you know, like, they got the update information that they wanted via watching the channel. And it's interesting that that shifted over time to be something else. I don't know what I can take from it shifting. I don't even know how it shifted or what people expect from me these days. But, oh god, there is a bug on my screen. Oh, man, and it's flying away, and... See, this is more bugs than is normal. This is not okay. You know, I wonder if people who live here either just have really good, like, bug protections, or like, you just have to be okay with bugs at a certain point. Invest in a window screen. But it ruins... I've got a really... Okay, again, I'm so happy I can't show it with you because I will dox myself. There is a really cool thing out my window. I'm looking at it now, and it's bringing me joy. It's bringing me life. And so, if I put a screen on the window, it will, like, cover the view, you know? It's sad. Is living near the London Wetlands Centre proving to be a bad idea? Hey, Google! Where is the London Wetlands Centre? Let's see if you got that one. Oh, you got me. You got me good. You got me good. Wanting to know what his thing is, it's killing me. What my thing is? I don't know what thing that is. Screens are an American thing. I've never lived anywhere without them. Yeah, I've never lived anywhere with them. I bought one once and I tried to put it up and it was too hard. And I was like, well, this isn't meant for me. Yeah, you know, I might just get an exterminator around anyway. Just, you know, can't hurt, right? Do you think mosquitoes should be obliterated from the earth, or are you a sadomasochist? Yeah, there are some people who would be like, well, I mean, what have mosquitoes done wrong? And it's like, the cool thing about being humans is we don't have to evaluate species based on their, like, abstract need. Look at this, by the way. I can stand back from the camera, and then I'm like, I can do kung fu or whatever and show it with you. It's a cool world, right? But, yeah, do you burn calories standing up that you don't burn sitting down? I feel like that has to be true, right? This is Toycat doing exercise the live stream. That's how you do exercise. What I just did right there. Perfect explanation of thing. The first Toycat video I recall watching included background gameplay of you building that granite and andesite stone brick building thing. See, it's beautiful. It all ties back in together. Also, I don't know how that happened, but it seems like a problem for my torches. Seems like a problem. So let's go get some more gravel. Wanting to know your viewers killing me. Oh yeah, I can't say without saying it, right? It's a nice thing. I can kill spiders, but I'm very disgusted by them. I'm sorry, you're immediately ruled out of the job. But no, yeah, long term there's a solution for that. Man, this little bug... See, this little bug is like this big, and it's not on me, so I'm fine with it. I'd rather it not be there, but I'm not horrified at all the possibilities of it. I want to show you this bug. I'm going to put it on something, maybe. I want to share bugs with you, internet. I have some mesh around my bed to keep the bugs out, but now there's a spider inside. Hate spiders, but I can't bring myself to kill them. Yeah, I feel bad about killing spiders. I just feel worse about not killing spiders. You know, it's that trade-off thing. It's like, if you... I don't know, it's like, I don't know, it's like my stance on, I don't know, killing animals, right? Like, I feel bad about killing animals, but also I feel awkward inconveniencing other people so as to not kill animals. And also they're tasty, so I just do it. And you're not meant to admit that. You're meant to go, oh, it's so hard, and I do it for the protein. And, you know, those things slowly influence me. But ultimately, it's like, you know what? Inconveniencing other people in very minor ways is the worst thing. I would like to avoid that as much as is humanly possible. I'll kill any bug. I've been too desensitized to them. I have a huge moral conflict whenever I think about killing a bug. It let me become vegan later on in life. Who knows? It may lead to, not has led to, sorry. Yeah, I feel like everyone has this moral protection of animals, right? Like, especially, every human inherently has a wanting to protect the weak part of them. Like, a thing we do as a society is we protect weaker members of our society. It is a cool, fun, little human thing that we do. But, it's so interesting that you can place 2 gravel blocks down, and sometimes they'll land on top of each other. Sometimes one lands inside the other and it turns into a block. Like that. It's so weird. But, underdogs. Yeah, but, like, even, like... you know, like, humans intuitively... The reason we find cats cute is because it looks like a human. The reason baby humans are cute, even though I don't find it, but, like, you know, it's cute to see a baby human do a real human thing, because it's like, oh... Because you wanna protect the... You know, the reason that baby screams annoy us is because we inherently want to stop a baby screaming, because we want to, you know, like... You get me? Like, we try to protect the weaker members of society on some level. People disagree about how to do that. There's a very interesting dichotomy between left-right political thinking as to, like, who is responsible for improving society, who is at fault for society. Is it the weakest members or the strongest members? You know, there's a ton of interesting deep dives like that. Like, should you want to be strong or should you want to be weak? Questions you can dive into that. But we all inherently have a want to protect people. Empathy is a good way of putting it. Like, when you see an animal suffering, you're like, that sucks. I would like that not. And if you don't think that, then you've got a very good detachment from your emotions, and that's delightful. I'm proud of you. Cats look human. Don't get me started on cat girls and cat boys. Yeah, baby, like cats. I think I've heard this. I don't know if it's true, but even if it's not true, it's a cool coincidence. It's coincidentally true, even if it's not designed that way. Cats are definitely designed to look like humans in my mind, though. Like they're like the cutest cats are the ones that we keep around the longest and we look after the best. Like, we go for a lot of effort to make cats happy, and we feel good about doing so. Like, if you've seen a little kitten, it brings joy to your life. Seeing a little kitten do anything is just delightful. It is everything you need to be happy on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, I think that's part of probably why cat boys and cat girls are a thing. I don't want to talk about cat boys and cat girls on an internet stream. You know, we were already in the questionable zone when we were speaking about how to make dangerous things that you shouldn't be able to make. But the moment we start talking about cat boys is the moment we failed as a live stream, I think. So yeah, long story short, if such a thing can exist in a context like this, I dressed up as a cat girl for Halloween way back in 2016. I still have the costumes as I made them. What girl hasn't dressed as a cat girl at some point?
Hope your day is
you know,
going good.
like
Mine
put
went
some
great.
little
Got to see my stepbrothers focus
mascara,
on us and
eyeliner,
got to
whiskers
ride
on.
in it.
I hear noises. I don't like noises. A cat boy is just a guy who likes cats, right? Yes, that is what it is. It is just a guy who likes cats. There's nothing abnormal about it, I tell you. But no, yeah, it's like a very normal. It's like one of the weird things. I don't know why this is so normalized. Is like, you know, the animal that people dress as, or that we make various adult enjoyment devices about, is like a rabbit, right? Like, it's like, but why? You know, like, why is this just an accepted thing? Like, isn't this weird? And it's like, nah. There's loads of socially acceptable things we don't think about because we just see them all day, every day. And that shouldn't be, or arguably shouldn't be. And then there's lots of not socially acceptable things that maybe could be, at least are a double standard if they can't be. And we're like, yeah. I think that, why rabbits? Because they feck a lot. I didn't think about that, Northie. You know, I can proudly say I've never done the eyeline whiskers, says Leanne Vandermeer. This is a petition right now. Do it in chat. Type eyeline whiskers if that's what you really want to see. Because, you know, I don't even believe that. I'm gonna go full gaslight mode here. I don't believe that is not a thing you've ever done. Unless you've never come into contact with eyeliner. And or you don't know what cats are. Or maybe you live on an isolated island, and the only way you see the outside world is via this. I don't see cats dressed up as humans. We're definitely the weird ones here. I like that as a way to put it. Actually, the rabbit thing kind of makes sense, lol, says Pygo. You know, yeah, the moment Northie said that, I was like, yeah, actually, you know, I'm going to take back my criticism. That actually does make a lot of sense. There's a lot of things I can criticize, but I guess that isn't one of them. Okay, so let's just pick up a few of these little stragglers, like that, and then let's go underneath here, and let's make some more progress. Yeah, I'm liking the, this has some very satisfying moments. It just takes a long time to get to those satisfying moments, for better or for worse. I've definitely come into contact with eyeliner and cats. I don't know, man. You know how the Netherlands is. It's not a real country. That's what, you know, like, it was named after because people are like, wow, there is no way a place like this could ever exist. This is a Neverland, if you will. See, I'm pretty sure I'm getting the history of the Netherlands perfectly right there. Okay, so we're gonna... What are we gonna do? Like, just place a sponge over there? Yeah, it's not working. We'll place just some dirt here, I guess. Easy enough. Problem solved. And now we can start destroying this gravel wall and getting some more gravel back. You're making the Neverlands in Minecraft right now by taking back land. Right now, what I am literally doing is making. You know, if you don't know, I think it's free. Also, we have a new member in 3 seconds. Are you excited, chat? Okay, get this. So when we get a new channel member, we do a fun game called. Oh, my camera's like. 1 sec. I got this. We play a fun game I like to call Spin the Whip. Look at this, right? My arm is over here, but then I reach over there, How is my arm working like this, chat? But if I go up there, my hand disappears. I'm so wait. Actually, if I wait, can I let me line this up correctly? I bet I can do something really fun. Okay. So, if I like, wait, I can high five myself. I bet I can do it. Okay. I just have to. I have to spin the wheel. Thank you so much for becoming a channel member. As a result of you becoming a channel member, I will officially do nothing. You know, I need to fill the remaining spots on this wheel out. I need to fix this. Portal 3 of RTX. You know, I tried my best, chat. And you know, if you think about it, that's the most important thing. That's the most important thing. I held my own hand, and it was beautiful. The wheel of membership. That's really what it is, though, right? Also, by the way, I think I missed your tip. By the way, James, because you said Toycat Hacks joined us as soon as I got off work. Enjoy watching your streams. Hope your day is going good. Mine went good. Went to go see my stepbrother, Focus RS, and got to ride now. You know, I've always wanted to be a car, like, the Ford Focus is a car everyone knows, but I never have understood all the variants of it, because, like, I have friends that have a Focus something. They're like, I don't want to brag, but I have a Focus ST. I'm like, oh, no way, an ST? You know, like, I actually don't say that. I'm like, wow, those are letters I understand. Maybe this is why that I haven't seen the friend in a while. Also, how do you do, amigo? Thank you, Jojo, and thank you, James, for becoming a channel member. You know, thank you very much for that. You know, as a result of becoming a channel member, do you know what happens? We spin the wheel. Do you have a preference for how hard you want me to spin it? If you do, now is the time to tell me. Can we get one spot on the wheel where Toycat dresses up as a cat boy? We were across the line when talking about it. I have some cat ears somewhere in this, or my other house. Somewhere in a property that I own are some cat ears. You know, who's to say? No, I won't. You know, maybe I should. Okay, so James, I'm looking for you in chat. I'm looking for you. Have you given your preference on spin density? You know what? He hasn't. So, for those of you just joining the stream right now, 30 miles per hour. For those of you just joining the stream right now, we spin the wheel. When someone becomes a member, James says medium force. That wasn't medium, you know. I'd say that's a medium force spin. Would you agree, chat? Make a song out of your... Man, this is ludicrous, the repeat spins we're getting here today. Okay, James. Your name's is James. That's one of the many names that you can get if your name isn't James. But your name is James, and it rhymes with lames. But that's the opposite of what you are, James. Because you are definitely not lames. You're the opposite of lames. You're what lames would do. What rhymes with James, you know? This is like a beautiful poem, actually. Flames, there we go. You know what? This song went up in flames, but your boy is called James. And I'm singing you a song, but it's not like a bong. You're not gonna get any effect from this, but hopefully you feel serenaded. Games! Oh, I can't believe I missed games. I'm not a poet who is very aware of it. James rhymes with... James rhymes with Thames, but actually... You know, the River Thames, right? I've always been annoyed by the fact that it's spelt Thames, but it's said Thames. So that means that James must be said Gems. Thank you very much, Gems, for the, See, right? Gems is short for Gemma, I'm sure. You know, that is how that works, right? Jaming, gaming. Jaming is flaming when he goes for his gaming. That is an irrefutable fact right there. So yeah, let's remove all this gravel. Let's appreciate some more joys, because it is getting late. You switched keys like 3 times during that. Oh, I genuinely don't understand song keys. Like, Ha 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 ha. Were those different keys or not? I don't know. I'm feeling it out, you know? People are like, oh, you're such a soprano, or you're a soprano. It's like, what are these words? What do they mean? You know, like, what am I meant to take from I guess I'm not tone deaf, I'm just tone illiterate. You know, I'm sure I have the ability to learn, just like an illiterate person can be taught to read. It genuinely has never come up in my life. A key is the pitch of the entire song. Oh, now I'm very lost. Also, the Focus RS has 350 horsepower, 350 feet of torque, and can hit 60 miles per hour in 4.6 approximately, since it's a manual. Oh, is manual cars like are 0 to 60 times always approximate? I guess yeah, it's always gonna depend on how fast you gear up, right? Never considered that. Yeah, in the UK, a car being manual isn't notable. I was so close to learning to drive in an automatic, because just like when you live in a big city, it's like somewhat common in the UK, but like outside of it, it's not. And then I was like, you know what? Everyone I know's car is a manual, and like I break enough laws on a day-to-day basis without driving a manual of an automatic license. I almost just tripped over my sock and fell into my desk, so let's all be glad I didn't do that, huh? Automatics are brilliant. I mean, this is in the UK we have this really weird thing where like, okay, this is what I like to call the cultural superiority problem. When something is objectively better than you, it's really hard to admit that that's true. You always have to be like, no, it's not better because it's worse. It's like, well, you see, sure, you might think that America is better because they earn significantly higher salaries and, you know, have a higher standard of life on average. And ooh, but don't you know they have guns, and don't you know that their politics are different and slightly. You know, like, that they don't even want, you know, they don't even want the things that you want. And so really, your country's better than America. Or like, America's a really controversial example because of the things I just named. Like, you know what? You know, really, like Australia, you know? Like, people will make fun of it like, yeah, Australia sucks because the spiders. It's like, for every... The median wealth per adult is the highest in Australia in the world. Like, if you've ever seen Australian food or Australian drinks... It's like very high, like it. Australia makes you look poor. Australia makes me look poor. We're all poor on Australian terms, is what I'm saying. And rather than taking that, you're like, but they have big spiders, and it's true. They do have big spiders. So Cat, what about us and inferiority complexes? I think even the inferiority complex is like the same thing but in reverse. Like, my thing can never be better because it's worse. And if you don't like, oh sure, we might have the highest adult worth in the world, but like we're an island and we've been trapped here for the last 2 years, unable to leave without permission from daddy government. And so, really, you know, I have an Australian friend who is dating someone outside of Australia. He is legally not able to leave the country unless he gets a permanent work visa somewhere else. Like, they don't let him leave his... America will let him... I'm probably doxing him at this point. You know, there's a lot of Australians with American girlfriends, I'm sure. But, like, the country he wants to go to will let him in. But the country that he is in will not let him leave. That's how like, horrific the situation is in Australia. And people are like, oh, but it's so good because you can go out for walks. And, I mean, you can't in the biggest state because they're in a lockdown. But, you know, like, they have concerts there, and concerts are way more important than being able to see your girlfriend in another continent. America is, taxes and healthcare suck, says James. See, that's the inferiority complex, unless you weren't from America, in which case it would be the superiority complex. In reality, there are lots of great things about the United States, and there's lots of great things about... I like London slightly more than I liked the cities I visited in the US. But I'm not dumb enough to say that, like, yeah, they suck. The whole country's dumb. And, you know, whatever else. That would be silly. That would be very silly. Also, thank you so much, Diamonds in the Rough, just your friendly neighborhood Texan checking in. Hope you're doing well today, ToyCat. Looking forward to seeing the aftermath of this ocean draining. The depressing thing about today... Also, look, pandas spawning. How does any of this happen? This is... really is a mystery, huh? I want to do this little section before we go, just because, like, it's where we'll see a lot of the progress come in, I think. Do I have... Oh, I don't have any space for gravel. Let's put some gravel away, and then let's, like, make some heavy progress. Is the wheel camera supposed to be there still? Yes, Mr. Awesome Owl. I just removed it because... You know, it's there to advertise to people that, like, hey, have you considered becoming a member? You'd get a spin on the wheel. Do you want to see what happens? There's some fun ones on here, you know? There's show and tell. There's giving advice. There's what even is this one? Make your name on a sign? Is this meant to be a jungle? I don't honestly know. I think it must be a jungle, yeah. I didn't really consider what the biome it would be underneath, all things considered. I just kind of started doing a thing. You know, don't we all just start doing a thing sometimes? Don't we all? Okay, so I'm gonna remove the loss of this gravel. Is there a do an accent one? Oh, there should be a do an accent one. I can't believe there's not. It should be like, do your best. I'm gonna like guess the accent of the person becoming a member and do theirs. Never wastes biome. Yeah, that's probably what it is, Tom618. Pretty sure Australian life insurance is through the floor with the danger. Low upside down joke. Thank you, Toasty. 10 out of 10. Also explains the wolf from earlier. Maybe it's the border between a jungle and a tiger or something. Can I ban you if you do an accent? You know, you actually do have the ability to ban me, Cat. That is a fact.
Happy to see you stream.
Hominid Daddy.
One love.
Happy to see you streaming. One love. Wait, one love? Is that like, is love a measurement of... Is love a measurement and you're giving me one of it? Or are you saying I have one love and it is you? Or are you saying I have one love and it's not you, but I would like it to be you? But sadly, that's not the way the dice rolled this time. Is that what you're saying? I'd love to know. You gotta tell me. You gotta be able to work these things out. I can't do it from context, darn it. Also, thank you, Curtis Reynolds, for becoming a channel member. I very much appreciate you doing that. You know why I appreciate it? Yeah, you don't know why I appreciate it. Maybe you never will. Maybe that's the reality of life, is that you just never get to find it out. But what you do get to find out is a wheel spin. Make a song out of your name. What is this wheel? It's rigged. Curtis Reynolds, you make me Ben Holds. As in I've been on hold for far too long. Waiting for you, Mr. Curtis Reynolds. Your first name's Curtis. I knew a Curtis. His name was spelt like Curtis, though, which is different to the way your name is spelled. Also, thoroughly enjoy your streams. Thank you so much, Curtis. I feel bad about this one having so much dead space while I went to go dead space a spider. But I hope you understand, regardless. None understands why ToyCat likes giving him money. It's a mystery. Oh, no one even understands why ToyCat likes people giving him money. It's a mystery. Yeah, it's weird. I have this like innate desire to buy goods and services, like the wheel you see right there. That was a dumb purchase. Did I get Reynolds run with Legos? Yeah, you know, I'm trying to serenade you, internet, but it's just too hard. It just is not working. I'd like it to work, and it won't work. Does Nightbot have an irrational fear of goats? Don't we all have an irrational fear of goats? Should have done it to the Reynolds pamphlet from Hamilton. that you know, that's too much of a musical style song, right? It doesn't really work as a song by itself. You know, the Curtis Reynolds pamphlet. Have you seen that? Yeah, I can't even. It's a good song. I want to watch Hamilton like for realsies. I only ever watched it on Disney Plus, I want to say. And now you can actually watch things in theater without killing people's grandmothers again. It's going to be very exciting. The internet is backseat songwriting year. Also, 97% of vehicles in the United States are automatic, says Adorable Ho. Yeah, the people who drive the other 3%, even in the United States, are still like, yeah, when you drive manual, you just get more of a feel for the driving, you know? I don't know why we speak like this, but we totally do. I'm a manual driver, and I'm gonna let you know it. How do you spot a manual driver? Don't worry, they'll tell you. Don't you worry. I love this, by the way, like, Myra in chat. I love driving a manual. See? You know, I now know. Hey, I drive a manual. See. Thank you for letting me know. I could have never found out any other way. Clutch control's overrated. I drive a manual law. Thank you, chat, for they speak like that from all the crashes they've had. I mean, it probably stops people texting and driving somewhat, right? Like your other hand's busy. You're like, you know, you gotta do some craziness. This is my opinion of driving as a non-driver. I have a test tomorrow. God damn it! I should have studied. If I fail again, it's gonna be embarrassing. I would have just forgotten that I had a driving test tomorrow were it not for this conversation right now. So thank you for having it with me, internet. Thank you for reminding. Toycat studying stream. Okay, everyone in chat right now, tell me facts about British driving that I can use from, like, how do road signs work? What do I do when I encounter sheep? Tell me. That was quick. Took me like a month to rebook mine. Yeah, every center near me was fully booked for at least 3 months, like until the end of the year, basically. Like, they were booked until the end of their booking calendar would let me book. And I thought it was like a bug, but then I found one in, like, really far away, like Croydon or something. I found one on the other side of London that was... Because London's so big, it has multiple testing centers. And so I was very fortunate that I happened to live in a big city. And so could rebook it near instantly. Okay, here we go. Oh, you're a skeleton. Not anymore, you're not. Okay, so we're just gonna speed run, placing these all the way down. Because, like, I mean, is it making a big difference? I don't know. See, it is very satisfying when you get it right, but you always miss somewhere. No matter how hard you try, it doesn't work perfectly. Now we've got 6 torches, and we can use these 6 torches to make it slightly prettier, and to open up these new areas we've just destroyed. When you see sheep, you eat them. If you encounter sheep in Linden, okay. If you run over sheep and place a plank down, you'll craft a bed. Toycat, if you're on a 1-lane mountain road and another car goes the other way, what do? You ask for their insurance details ahead of time, because something's about to go badly. Remember correct right of way. And remember who's got the right of way so you don't get an accident. You have right of way if you're a big vehicle, unless you're answering a driving test, in which case you have right of way whenever there's a sign saying right of way. Do not hit pedestrians, it's a lie. You know, there is always funny questions like, what should you do if there are pedestrians crossing the road and the light goes green? And it's like, proceed anyway and honk your horn. And it's like, you know, I wish that I wasn't being graded on this, because that's definitely the correct answer. That's definitely what I should be doing. I'm just, you know, I just have to say that I'm not, because that's what the exam wants me to say. Mirrors are overrated, just move your head, says Poppy. Mirrors are overrated. You know? What's the deal with mirrors? What's the deal with them? Why do they even exist if we don't even need them? If we just want them, can't we just, you know? I'm just saying, there's lots of problems in the world right now that could be solved by no mirrors. Maybe we should go do that. Shift to R when going fast to get into racing mode. Thank you very much. As a manual driver, I'm offended, but it's true. You know, thank you for clarifying you're a manual driver, by the way, James. Would have never known were it not for the... But yeah, switching to the racing gear. Yeah, you definitely got to do that. You don't want the examiner thinking you're a rookie. Objects appear closer. What's the point? Yeah, exactly. With your head, though, that's definitely not true. You're right. I love this. This is the pro tip I shall be using from now on. I'm gonna go so well. The UK is terrible at indicating, I must say. I'm British, but some people do not know how to use indicators. Oh, I find indicators so annoying. It's just like, you know what? Crash into me. See how that goes for you. See, this is why I'm not gonna drive. This is why I should not be behind the wheel of a car. Too sarcastic to be a driver. You know, it's all about driving is just about communication, and I'm too bad at communication to have a functional anything, honestly. Myra are not overrated. So manual drivers are like arch users. I don't understand arch users, but I will go with the joke. Toycat's 12 at night. When should I go to sleep to get rid of my nausea-free effect? Right now. What do you do when you're in a junction? There's someone coming from every direction. Oh, we don't have stop signs in the UK. So that rule is... That is a rule that is theoretically a problem. I think it's funny you know that. Anyway, thank you for watching today's live stream. I think we made a pretty healthy amount of draining happen today. Very proud of that. Thank you for showing up and coming along and watching the draining happen. It's like, I can tell there's been progress, but I'm also realizing, like, yeah, we're going to be here a while making this happen. But it's going to be beautiful. And you know what else is going to be beautiful? You, when you stop existing one day.